my sign survived at the end of the street. It's pretty amazing. People asked if I wanted a fence. This is what happens when you have a fence. This guy doesn't live here. He just, I don't know if he just plays around here. He owns a fence company. That's why he's got such a nice fence all around his place. But this is the exact reason I do not want a fence. There's a gate. The siding is done. On the day that they finished, I wasn't able to talk, so I didn't make a video. But I'll post the pictures right now. It took them like 3 days. And they said they'd never done a roof this steep before. They didn't know that roofs this steep existed. But they did a good job, and nobody fell off and died or anything, so I'm really glad to have it done. And they did it just in time before the dust storm. I've had a cold for like a week, so I haven't really been at the house too much. I have a cough drop in right now. But, you know, after Friday, I was worried about the house and if it was still standing or not, because there's no trees, there's no buildings, there's nothing to block the wind. So if there's an 82 per mile hour gust or whatever, that's what we're getting. And this wall behind me, you know, it's 20 feet wide and 20 feet tall, and it's basically just like a sail, and the wind is blowing that way. And you know, I was confident that we built it well and we did everything as you're supposed to do it, but still I had that fear. So we came yesterday just to make sure that the house is still standing, and it is. You know, you just, even if you do everything right, some things can still happen. Like, I have this friend that builds metal buildings around Childress, and he told me a story about a metal building that he built. It's kind of like a carport, but for like tractors. So imagine it being like, I don't know, 50 by 50 or something like that. But the whole thing just took off, and the footings on that thing were like 5 feet by 5 feet by 8 feet deep. It wasn't like built incorrectly or anything. It just took off. And so, you know, this house is pier and beam, so there's a couple of feet underneath, and you know, have that story in my mind. So the whole time I was thinking, oh my gosh, you know, our house is going to take off. But it didn't. And if it survived Friday, then I feel like it can survive anything. So that's cool. I will say there's a little bit of dust in here, but I think it's from like the holes where the handles go in the door that aren't there, and then a couple of holes I drilled in the floor. It's not too bad compared to, well, it's not that bad considering how much dust there is outside and how much there was on Friday. Our house has metal siding, and the house across the street is a barn dominium, and I mean, there's no damage or anything. Our neighbor's house over there is a trailer house. They just put it in like 2 months ago. Maybe they moved in a couple of weeks ago, but half the shingles are gone. I'm not saying it's because of poor craftsmanship or anything like that. It's just like direct wind like that, and it's at a low angle. You know, it's just probably something that's going to happen. But our house is good.